Oh, YouTube, out here at the park today. It's really relaxing. Kind of thinking a lot on, certain changes going on in my life as I usually do. But today I'm going to be doing a review on Chypre Palatin by Parfums MDCI. And this is a fragrance in which it's well regarded in the community, and I think it's oftentimes misunderstood. I want to say this first and foremost. This is not a stain. It's not a stain. But second of all, I want to go by saying that this has not been reformulated. It hasn't. I've talked to Claude Marchel several times. And he has stood by his word. He has proven to me with batch codes, formula codes, that this has not been reformulated. He's gone so far as to take legal action against the person and I don't want to say the brand, the company in which that allowed the thing to come out about this being reformulated just because of the variation in color. And the thing is, it wasn't even a large variation in color. It's still dark, still has that dark sherry whiskey color to it, I guess you could say. Made in Paris, French brand, very French. But I think this is a very misunderstood fragrance because everyone is trying to pick out the notes in this fragrance. And Bertrand Duchefort, which was the perfumer, he is known to make perfumes that have a ton of notes that really I don't even think belong in the fragrance. A ton of notes that really kind of, I guess you would say, don't necessarily go together, but then they do in the composition. And really what the perfumer, oh gosh, there's a spider. I hate spiders. What he has accomplished in this isn't necessarily a fragrance in which you spray it on, you're like, oh yeah, there's the bergamot, there's the sharp Chypre opening, and then, oh, there's the oak moss, there's the musks, there's the castoreum, there's the dry down. But what he has done with Chypre Palatin is made an accord, a Chypre accord in this. Some people would say this is a Chypre Oriental, a spicy Oriental. And I think that is really misleading. I think that this is a fragrance in which it has accords. It's an accord. It's just one big accord, really. You smell it on your hand. And really, I'm sorry, but none of the notes really pop out. I'm not calling anyone else a liar. I'm not saying anyone else isn't giving a true review. I'm just saying that this is really a fragrance that has an accord. It has one big accord. Diaghilev, you can pick out the individual notes. Mitsuko, you can pick out the individual notes. Several other Chypres, big known classic Chypres, you can really pick out the notes in those. But in this right here, it was really an accord. It's a Chypre accord. I can smell it this way. I can smell it on skin, freshly sprayed right before the video, and the dry down, which I sprayed on myself about 6 hours ago. It's an accord. It's an accord. It really is. It's not you're going to spray it on and any of the notes are really just going to stand out and pop and say, hey, this is me. This is it. This is really an accord. Just like with sauvage, a lot of people want to talk about sauvage, and I hate comparing this to sauvage, but it really is. This is the niche sauvage. This is the Chypre sauvage, because so many people will stand there and tell you, oh, here's the black pepper, here's the lemon, here's this, here's that, here's the ambroxan. But in reality, when I smell sauvage, I get the whole thing. I get it as a whole accord. It's a sauvage accord. It's a bleu accord. It's a bro accord. Whereas this, I get just one big accord. I do. I get, and this is where it kind of comes tricky, where I'm going to pick out some of the notes that I do get, but these are the notes that help to form this accord. You get the oak moss, and Bertrand Duchefort, him and Thierry Wasser are really the only two perfumers who are able to really use real oak moss. There is real oak moss in this. It's an oak moss extract. They were able to take all the bad carcinogens, which I guess all carcinogens are bad, out of this and actually allow this to still be put in this perfume, as well as any other perfume that Bertrand Duchefort does that has oak moss in it. And I get the vanilla, I get the ambers, I get the oak moss, I get some of the, you know, bergamot type notes in here, but you can't just necessarily pick them out. You get hints of them throughout the wearing of the fragrance, because to me it's just one big accord. This isn't necessarily a compliment getter. It lasts all day, all night. But if you want to be known, you want to be, you know, very proud in the setting you're in, I would say to wear this. I would. It's very nice. It's just one big accord, and that's what I want to get out of this whole review. And this isn't a review. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I smell everything that everyone else is saying they're smelling. I'm not going to sit here and tell you this is a masterpiece, because to me this really isn't a masterpiece. This is really just an addition to the Chypre category. This is one of the best Chypres, but at the same time, this is an accord. I feel like this is an ode to Chypres. This is an experiment on the fragrance category of a Chypre. So this is my review of Chypre Palatin. I know it's necessarily short, but this is really what I smell. It's a one big accord. It's a Chypre accord. So hope everyone has a great day.